Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ranking legendary Pokemon series tier list thing. Yes. All right. Next up, we have Darkrai. Yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it. Darkrai. Darkrai is very cool. Is he quite cool enough to get into A tier? Yeah, I'd say so. Darkrai's lore is pretty cool, and he's pretty decent in competitive. Also, he is one of the cooler mythicals, I gotta say. He is one of the cooler mythicals. Actually, now I feel bad about Deoxys being in B tier. You know what? I'm moving Deoxys up to A. Executive decision, I'm moving Deoxys up to A. Arceus can take Deoxys' spot in B tier. Yes, it is incredibly powerful in PvP, the most powerful of any Mega Evolved / form boosted legendary. But no one asked. Yeah. Apart from the fact that Arceus is literally God, when do you see this thing ever get talked about? It's decent in PvP, it's got decent lore and all that sort of stuff, which is why it's in B tier. But I don't really like it very much. Because, I don't know, I just don't really like it. That's about all I can say. I don't really have much to say about Arceus. Alright. No, it's not Fion. Manaphy. Manaphy is going in F tier because I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Speaking of I hate it with a passion, that's where Fion's going. Now, for those of you wondering why Fion is in this tier list, first, so I can diss it because it's horrible, and second, because it is technically a mythical. It is technically a mythical. It is the biggest stretch out of any Pokemon on this list, which is why, if you noticed, I didn't include the Ultra Beasts, because they're not legendaries. But, yeah, Fion, definitely, it's a mythical, but it's not a good one, so I hate it with a passion. Who ever uses this thing? Put it in the comments if you've used this thing more than once, and I would be surprised. Well, I would be surprised if you were telling the truth. Shaman. D tier. I don't really have much to say about Shaman. It's cute. That's about it. I gotta be honest. Alright, now we're on to Gen 5, where there's 13, I think? Yeah, 13. Alright. Cobalion. Cobalion, I guess C tier works. I don't really feel too strongly about it, I gotta admit. Virizion and Terrakion are very similar in that regard. I don't really feel too strongly about either of them. The Swords of Justice in general are decent, but I don't know. Steel Fighting is a decent type combo. Grass Fighting isn't horrible, and Rock Fighting isn't horrible either. But, yeah, I don't know. They're not the best type combos. So yeah, PvP, they're mid. Lore, they're decent. Design-wise, they're not horrible. I don't know. They're all mid. Let's just stick to that. They're all mid. Alright. After Terrakion, it is... yes, Tornadus. Tornadus is... Okay, its Therian form sucks. I gotta admit, its Therian form sucks. Its normal form, it isn't horrible, but it's also going in C tier. And I'd say the exact same for the other genies. It's just 3 buff guys on clouds with tails. That's all they are. And they're just recolored with slightly different hairstyles. Yeah. They're not horrible, but they're also not anything good. So, with the Swords of Justice, it does them justice. That was a horrible pun. I'm gonna go kick a wall. Ah. Wall has been kicked. Alright. Reshiram. Reshiram. The only thing I can think of when I hear the name Reshiram is Caw, I'm a Reshiram from BM7. Which is pretty funny, but discounting that, I would say I like Zekrom a bit more than Reshiram. Both of them are very cool. Don't get me wrong, both of them are very cool. However, I would say I like Zekrom a little bit better than Reshiram. They're both still good, though. So I'd say Reshiram goes in B tier. And I think Zekrom goes there as well. Kyurem, on the other hand, like, Zekrom's just like a little bit higher than Reshiram in C tier. Kyurem, on the other hand, is not very good at all on its own. Okay, it's not horrible on its own, but does it squeak into B tier? Does it manage to squeak into B tier? That is a really good question. No. Next question. Alright, Victini. I don't know whether I should have ranked Victini first out of the Gen 5 Legendary, since it's technically the first thing in the Dex. Not Dex. Dex, like Pokedex, for Gen 5. But, I'm ranking it at the start of the Mythicals to just sort of compromise. I don't know. Victini. I'd say Victini, like, having a Victini would be the most powerful Pokemon to have, because you'd be guaranteed a victory no matter what you have. Well, I guess Arceus would be better because it's, literally God. But, yeah. Discounting that, though, Fire Psychic isn't a horrible PvP combo of types. It's not great, though, and there's a fair few Fire Psychic types. And I like Armarouge more than Victini, so I'd rather use Armarouge. However, Victini... I don't know, Victini isn't anything special. Meloetta, D tier, I dislike it. I very much dislike Meloetta. I don't dislike it to the degree I dislike Regice, Manaphy, and especially not Fion. But I still dislike it. Keldeo. It's pretty mid. I gotta admit, it's on the same tier as the rest of its quartet. Speaking of quartet, I didn't rank Enamorus with the other genies because it debuted in Legends Arceus. So we'll get to Enamorus when we get to Gen 9. Not Gen 9, Gen 8, sorry. And then we have a Genesect. Genesect is an interesting one, because I personally really like Genesect. Maybe it's just because I really like prehistoric stuff, and I also really like laser cannons. But then again, who doesn't like laser cannons? And yeah. Bug Steel is also a pretty good PvP combo, and it's also the most and it's also tied for this being the strongest bug type, which is some more interesting information. However, I would say that I don't think Genesect deserves, obviously it doesn't deserve S tier. That's reserved for Rayquaza. And maybe another one down the line if I'm feeling very biased. But yeah, I would say that Genesect deserves to go in B tier. It's not great, but it's not horrible. It's actually pretty decent, pretty good. So it's going in A tier. Oh, that's B tier, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't quite get into A tier, because it hasn't made a huge splash in PvP since it's, a mythical. If this thing wasn't a mythical, I would definitely use it more. Like, if it was a Unovan evolution to Kabutops, that would have been really cool. And anyways, that is the tier list for Gens 4 and 5. Well, Gen 4 Mythicals and then Gen 5. Alright, next video is Gen 6 and 7, which is going to take a long time. So yeah, sorry if it's a bit of a longer video tomorrow. Oh, Gen 8 and 9 is going to take a while as well. Yeah, the next few videos are going to be pretty long. But I'll try and make it short-ish. Both of them will probably be under 15 minutes. Alright, anyways, goodbye, and I will